Hi, dear loves. I'm Nicole, and welcome to our spiritual guidance for the full moon, April 11th, 2017. Oh, my goodness. This is very, very exciting, and it is a strong, strong harvest time for that twin flame reunion and your life mission. This is a big, big, big energy, and I want you to really use it for your advantage. So April 11th, this is harvest time for the new seeds that we planted on the Aries new moon March 27th. And here's the thing, why I wanted to do this now, because, and just as a side note, the individual sun, moon, rising, cusp sign videos for each astrological sign there will be out the second week of April. I'm taking a vacation and I'm going to be all in. So it'll be out the second week of April when I return. And so now, the full moon in April, for twin flames, soulmate, for anyone that is traveling on their spiritual love journey. Doesn't matter if you're already coupled up, doesn't matter if you're single. If you are on that journey to manifest, to reignite, to re-engage, reinvent the passion, to meet up with for the first time, then this full moon is really going to show you whether or not the onus of making it happen now is on the other person, or whether the onus, the responsibility is within. There's going to be that energy that says, okay, all of the seeds that I planted are successful now in these areas, and where they're not, where they didn't start growing in the past couple of weeks, where you didn't see those seedlings, where you may have not nourished those seedlings, where you may have not put in the spiritual effort, where they may have not, wherever the breaks happened within the March 27th time frame and 2 weeks up to April 11th, where those things didn't start prospering, you didn't see growth in these incantations, and these new seedlings that you're planting, these new developments didn't come up the way you would have liked them to. April 11th, the fullness of this Libra full moon is going to show you where those cracks are, and where is the ball? Is the ball in your court now, or is it in your partner's court? And what you can do to continually manifest and pull in that true love. So this is a really milestone mark if you are seeking your twin flame, your soulmate, your grow old with partner, okay? And your life mission. So we're just going to talk about spiritual love right now, though. So when you have the full moon, there is a ending that's surfacing. And there's a, okay, I've done this, I've worked in this, I've been motivated in this area of trying to manifest. For example, I have been putting in my sweet text messages. I have been very supportive. I have been um, meditating and really visualizing and becoming enwrapped. And I have been working on my energy of transmutation. For those in our workshops, you know this word, and go ahead and comment down below, because this is that energy, transmutation, where you have not been putting in your energy in that area. It is going to show. And so the April 11th full moon is going to give you that understanding of how much further you have to go. It's going to give you that understanding of whether or not you've been putting in more work than your partner has, where you two need to still come together and meet in the middle. This is a relationship dynamics energy, and you are seeing it very clear. So there's an understanding where any negative feelings are surfacing, have been surfacing in the past 2 weeks, where there has been relationship disharmony. There's been any arguing, if there's been disconnects, remember Mercury's retrograde, we've got so many retrograding planets. I encourage you to look at the Mercury retrograde video that I put out and get on our mailing list at ineedspiritualguidance.com, because I'm not only sending them out on YouTube, I'm sending them out on our mailing list, and I sent out tips on how to manage this Venus retrograde, and it's in a phase there. So our energy is pulled spiritually because we're all connected, okay? So this is a time where we can fine tune and we can complete that phase of spiritual work in the manifestation. If you've been doing vision boards, if you have been really saying, you know what, I'm going to meditate more on my outcome, and I'm not giving my energy into a negative prophecy. Because you are spiritually gifted, we all are, you absolutely can manifest a negative outcome. So for the past 2 weeks, you may have been very intent on manifesting the most auspicious, positive outcome in your twin flame or your soulmate or your grow old with partnership, okay? Or not. But now, April 11th is going to bring up those areas that still need to be redefined, those areas where you have those cracks in the foundation between you two, and how much work they've been doing, how much work you've been doing, and where that onus of responsibility lies. You may find that you both need to do some more work there. And again, as I indicated in the Mercury retrograde video, we are being spiritually guided to really have these discussions where they're going to pop up, but to revisit it towards the at least after May 3rd, where Mercury goes direct. And Mercury is still in that shadowy, rethink things energy, just kind of still second guessing a little bit there, but is more forward thinking and more clear. But by May 20th, we're really, okay, I know what to do. So this is that full moon energy of relationships, of marriage, partnerships, okay? That harmony, that balance. So this energy really has that silver lining of seeking out harmony, uh, healing the disconnect, and really getting to the bottom of disharmony. If you're a long distance relationship, where do you need to start meeting up? And it is not only on you, and you're going to start seeing that around now. And so this is the time where you have to accept exactly what's going on. Where's the fear coming in? Where's the imbalances there? Is someone more afraid of solidifying this bond? Is someone not working towards it? Are they not being honest to themselves? Are you not being honest to yourselves? Are you chasing someone that is not divinely ordained for you to be with? And you're seeing all these signs, and for the past 2 weeks, you've seen them. And at this fullness of this partnership, relationship, marriage, full moon, you're starting to see where that disharmony is. But this is also a strong energy of fortune. So you have that silver lining there, but there's a lot of confusion and this going on inside that circle. Like, this is what I'm seeing, a big circle. And I'm starting to see it cave in as a heart up there. So this is a heart. It's got the silver lining, very bright, very, very diamondy. But inside of it, this is what I'm seeing. There's a lot of stuff going on. We have to weed through it and pick it apart. So there is that luck, there is that fortune, there is that big time optimistic and positive outcome there that we can manifest the outcome that we truly desire. But this is an extremely powerful energy of emotional, spiritual ascension, growth there. So we want to harmonize between our subconscious and our conscious reality, which is in this fourth dimension, and our human life, our circumstances. Where is the reality? And that's why Coach Darian, I've got to give him props because he absolutely comes from that spiritually grounded, underneath all of the beautiful spiritual chemistry and spiritual love and that true love aspect, and really makes his clients really dig deep so that they're doing the work and so that they can receive that breakthrough of tremendous, oh my gosh, I know what I need to do now. And that's what we do in our coaching sessions. So this is that time where you really want to pull it apart and see it for what it is. Look in that mirror and see if the onus of responsibility lies in your hands, and where it doesn't, being able to release that control while still using the spiritual energy of transmutation there. And so, and again, I ask for the people in our workshops to please go ahead and share what that transmutation is. And I encourage everyone that's not to get invested in our workshops and manifest the outcome that your soul desires. If you're being greedy, if you have been being greedy, and just uncompassionate, just not caring about anyone else, and really being shadowy side of who we all are, then you know what? Karma is going to come back around and really slap you in the face and show you where those changes really need to happen. It is a blessing. You have to really look at it like that because it's a change that you're making. And whenever you change for the better, it's really good. It's very good for you. So there's that, you're jumping over that hurdle of understanding how to reach that happy, joyful relationship harmony around this time, maneuvering through the disappointments there. But this is an awareness of a strong introspective energy of where you can change and where things need to change in your relationship. There's also a hidden truth there surfacing that's gonna, has the great propensity to come out like a bam, so there's a truth that we're gonna have to accept about our relationships, and this is also life mission that is gonna has the extreme probability of causing an emotional upset or reaction. And it could be very dramatic. It could turn, a mountain out of a molehill. It could be a really small thing here that we blow up or that feels very huge and we give more energy to it than it deserves. So it could be a lie, but it could be a lie that's, you find out your lover wears so much makeup because they have a skin condition, and you just find that out, or you could find out that they've been abused, and so that's why they have hesitation in furthering a sexual bond with you, or any type of hidden secrets there. They may have more debt than they shared with you. They may just have an insecurity about themselves. So that energy is there. Also, just be aware that you are breaking free, and you're kind of almost rebelling against certain areas of your connection there. Just to feel that sense of freedom, of and it brings in that innovation. So speaking of your life mission for this full moon, where are the partnerships within your mission? Are you working with other people? Are you now understanding there's a different harmony there between Because I see that very strongly where you're understanding how you two can meet up the past 2 weeks from March 27th, 2017 up to now, April 11th. You are starting to see exactly that. Number one, what you're doing for a living is not it, and now you're seeking your life mission. I encourage you specifically if you are having your Saturn return, and you will be having it if you are around 27 to 31 or 57 to 61, around that time, give or take a few years, because we all are beautiful souls that are connected on different wavelengths and strength. And that is a spiritual energy that we can absolutely expect. So, encourage you to look into coaching there, because I want you to be able to get on your life mission and thrive the first time or that second time around or even the third time around and be successful at it, but be happy. Be happy helping and being of service, but thriving. You're not supposed to be broke helping people. How can you thrive? How can you teach other people to thrive if you're not thriving? If you're not happy with what you're doing, how can you help anyone else if you're not helping yourself first? So this life mission energy came in from March 27th. You had a very big understanding of what you wanted to do, even if you haven't accepted your direct calling. You knew that something needed to change. So that's a very impactful directive, and you know that you're going in a different direction. Even if you don't know what's in that direction, you just know this is the beginning of that new direction in your life. This is a whole new milestone that you've opened up, a whole new chapter of your book of life. And some of you are very much beginning a whole new book, in your series of spiritual growth of your Akashic records, really. So this is absolutely that time where you're going to have that life review with Archangel Jeremiah and ask, what do I need to do? What needs to change, Archangel Jeremiah? Please show me what patterns need to go away, and that information is going to come to you. This is the beginning of the end, okay? So the energy here is very precious. It's very lucky. It's very fortunate. And with Jupiter being there, but this is also, really having an energy much like the new moon where we're planting seeds, but this is a new seed into a new direction of life. So this is growth, and I want you to really, really raise your vibration here and be intent on this new direction, your life mission. Pour your energy into it. You can have that mundane life, or you can have a life of a millionaire, a billionaire. You can have that life of financial freedom, of soul happiness. But again, remember, the full moon has that energy of inside the heart, that's going like this. And so there's some pitfalls there. And if you have not, you're going to reap what you sow. There's karma there. And so it's going to come up where you have not put in that work for the past 2 weeks before March 11th from March 27th. And keep in mind, with all of the retrograding planets, this is a lot of introspective energy there. And so do the spiritual work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's begin. And remember, the individual, general, spiritually guided videos will be out the second week of April. I encourage you to look into our workshop for our angel and spiritual guidance oracle training, and you're certified to read accurately for yourself and for others. And I don't just teach how to read. That's one thing I don't teach is how to read cards. What I teach is how to deepen your psychic ability. You are mastering your ability as an intuit, and you're learning how to channel amongst all of spirituality from A to Z. So I want you to be able to master your spiritual gifts and thrive in your practice as a reader and see what spirit is pulling to you and trust it, okay, while keeping safe. That's the number one priority, to be safe. Thank you so much, Heavenly Angels. Please show us our energy for our beautiful Libra full moon, the fullness of our relationship life, our twin flame journey, our soulmate connections, our grow old with partnerships. Thank you so much. Gotta be open to this energy. Vulnerability is not always easy. You know, it's that emotional energy that helps us master our feelings. But the only way that you can understand and accept accountability and know if the onus is in your lap, you know, is the ball in your court, is to be vulnerable to the energy. And it is very much the unknown, you know, and you're diving into this inner part of this heart that's going like this, and it's active. I mean, it is constant. And you've got to dive in, and it's just a hazy, foggy energy there. So you being vulnerable, seeing yourself just laying down in that metal and meditating and seeing the energy around you and knowing, you know what? Vulnerability is a powerful, positive thing for me to do in order for me to be accountable, to own up, gain ownership in order to manifest a positive outcome. And whether or not you are chasing after someone that doesn't want to be chased, you know, and we had that chasing energy or chasing after an outcome that is not divinely ordained. We absolutely can do that. I've done it, you know, and I do it. I want my own will to be done sometimes, and I get my hand slapped and I realize, oh my gosh, okay, let me go down this pathway that I'm a little nervous to go on into. But Divine Source is saying, Nicole, I'm telling you to do this for a reason. And once I do it, I realized, oh my gosh, there was nothing to fear to begin with. And it goes back to understanding fear is a human condition. It is a emotion that's based on a perceived threat. That means that you don't know if it's true or not. But your human is saying, we've been down this road before and I know what to expect and I don't want to do this again. Well, your soul is saying, no, we haven't. You're drawing back from our past. This is our future, and I know what to expect. And I'll hold your hand and just walk by me, and I won't leave you. And that's what our soul is saying. Your soul is saying, be vulnerable with me, and I won't leave you. And your human is very afraid of being vulnerable. But it is a great thing to be. It is a great power to have. You really do own your truth with vulnerability. Okay, and so a lot of us are understanding that the most important relationship we can have is with ourselves, and being vulnerable to that energy, okay, is knowing that when you're seeking out the truth, you're going to come across those negative energies, that negative feeling. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this because I want you to hear it. I want you to let it resonate with you. It's exactly what we just talked about. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, to nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. You are purging when we have the fullness of a full moon, and this is a relationship full moon. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Okay? May we have 3, please? Oh, we can have 4. I just heard no 4. Thank you so much for blessing us, heavenly angels. Thank you, divine source. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, honor your guidance, learn, get to know each other, learn each other more, learn each other more. How often have we seen this? Now you see it again, now you know, learn each other, get to know each other more. Remember, we're going back down May 3rd. If you can't wait till May 20th, you know, I strongly feel that end of May to revisit certain things that really are causing a disconnect between you two, and to revisit it within yourself if you have not manifested that relationship um, in this lifetime yet. We've seen this repeatedly in a deck that I have created myself. So learn each other. This is remember the lie that has the great propensity to surface is not going to be that mountain all the time. It's that molehill. It's it's not a vicious thing, but they are self-protecting. And when it comes out, we have that energy out there to react in a huge, blow it out of proportion way, and that person just recedes and withdraws, and that moment, is gone. We either, may not get it back, that it may be our test in that very moment. So, as I said, there's some people that are really, going to be hiding a part of themselves there, and we're all feeling that energy differently. So, when it does come out like that, psh, that boom of a, I didn't know that, receive it, be vulnerable to what it's telling you about yourself and about that person. And just remember, if those of you that secret side of yourself is being exposed, that, that relationship you have with yourself is the most important. Thank you so much. For those that realize, okay, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to take this a step further. Just remember what you're seeking is that serenity. Thank you so much, Heavenly Angels. All right. Woo! Okay, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Gosh, what I'm seeing is the trout jumping up. Someone's getting pregnant. Someone is getting pregnant. They're sprouting up. I feel like there's a lot of babies that you're conceiving. Honey, I feel like you're going to find out that you're pregnant. I feel like there's some out there, there's many that are going to find out that they're pregnant. You're either welcoming new children into your home, which means you're making that bond of children that are already there. You're merging your families together. But this is an energy of receive, ask, and you shall receive. Talk it out with your friends before you have that major discussion with your significant other, or you're talking it out with your friends if you're single, so that you know where those changes need to be made. When you're single, it's very hard for you to figure out where the changes need to be made for you to manifest true love, but you have to be vulnerable to that connection with your support network, and to know that in order for you to have that relationship serenity, and to get out, to let that water, that emotional, that tidal wave of emotions to subside, that, really being vulnerable and asking your friends, what about me do you think needs to change in order for me to receive true love? What do you think about me? And honey, there's that boom of information like, you feel that way about me? Or you really think that I'm like that? Before you react like that, remember the reaction is out there where it's a shock to your system. It's a shock to your ego. That's what this is all about. This is a shock to your ego. And you need that shock. I need that shock. We need that shock, because in that shock comes the balance, comes the relationship harmony, okay? You need that shock for someone to tell you, you know what? You eat too much sweets. That's why you can't lose weight and you don't feel good about yourself. And then you go into the dumps and then you work so hard or you get lazy, you don't work out, you don't have a routine. I mean, someone's going to come with the real, and that's what we need. That's why we have true friends. Okay? Thank you so much. And remember, there's some stuff that's coming up in the past 2 weeks from March 27th through this time, April 11th, that are showing you whether or not you are they meeting your children? Is it that time to meet your children and they have shied away? That's a huge responsibility. That's a big deal. It came up in our manifesting true love twin flame journey workshop, and that's a reality. Okay, so again, you want to stay spiritually grounded in your connection with your true love and in your relationship life. And you have children, or if you want children, then that is definite for you to consider. And you have to serve as your children's advocate. And so if the onus is on your significant other, they need to meet your children, then you have to accept that. And you have to remember the most important energy here is for you to nurture and pamper yourself. And where that's not happening, where it hasn't happened, especially from the last 2 weeks, it's coming up. Now it's surfacing. And you have to be vulnerable to that energy. And getting to know each other is learning, what are you afraid of? What's going on? And what are you afraid of? Are you afraid that they're not going to want to be a step parent to your children or a mother or father figure? Are you afraid that they don't want children and you have children, they don't have children? Are you afraid that you're too old to have children? Are you afraid that you're not fertile? They're not fertile. Excuse me. So all of that energy is there, but dear love, you have to be the advocate. You are, having the responsibility, and the onus is on you, on your shoulders as a parent to keep your children safe. So are you chasing after someone that is disregarding your children? Are you disregarding your children? And more concerned about the relationship between you and and your partner there, and totally neglecting your children. So this is a very big energy that's going to surface. It's going to come up, and karma is right in the middle of that hurt and that hazy confusion. And if you are not, you're going to reap what you sow. So keep your children safe and advocate, advocate, advocate for your children, future and now. So what have we been talking about? Making that spiritual effort. It does require that. And for those that have not put it in, remember, you can prophesize a negative outcome very easily, but you can also very, very easily, as I have, as many people have, manifested the most auspicious outcome, the most positive, okay? Detail by detail, manifested your visions out there. So you can do that. And it is within that secret spiritual code of life. We have that power. Be empowered within your vulnerability, because as you open yourself up, then you are really controlling the outcome. And not only that, you're controlling your thought process through that energy, and you absolutely control the other people involved. I mean, that is the truth of it. It's going to blow your mind to even hear me say that, but in our workshops, you're seeing it and you're hearing it and you're applying it. And this is all from ancient text. This is all from ancient principles that we have used in modern science today. So you have it to use it. Please use it. Thank you so much, Heavenly Angels. Thank you so much. Remember, this is a relationship. Look at this. Archangel Shamuel. this is a relationship full moon. And in order for you to pull in your soulmate or your twin flame, there you absolutely are putting in that effort. Great love is worth you taking the steps that you're being guided to take. And that is absolutely this. And serving as advocate to your children, stepping back when the onus is on the other person, and stepping back from your ego when you are single or coupled up, knowing that that balance has to be there. Archangel Shamuel is all about unconditional love. Okay, all about it. And who we call on when we lose something. Archangel Shamuel is a staple in our home, and actually we call on for if the kids lose something, if I lose something. But honey, you have lost your soulmate or that connection, that harmony, that disconnect. So Archangel Shamuel is our relationship harmony angel. It is he helps us with peaceful resolutions in our relationships. Archangel Shamuel's name means one who seeks God. So this is all about forgiveness, healing our relationships, healing our disconnect, and seeking unconditional love. Thank you so much, Heavenly Angels. Also, let your friends help you in your life mission. Oh my gosh, we just saw Archangel Zadkiel. Remember Mercury is retrograding right now, and we're teaching as we learn. We're getting out of our minds so much. We're learning each other, right? We've seen this. So in our twin flame energy right now, remember you're learning each other and you're revisiting some things towards the end of May. Really engage this time. Ask those questions. You have to be vulnerable, and get to know that person. That person is engaged when you show interest. We all get happy when someone shows interest in what our likes are, and sometimes it's a very nervous energy because you haven't come across someone that cares enough to ask you, what are your likes? What do you like to do? And it's in our Twin Flame workshop, I remember Coach Darian saying, he went over some great dating tips there, some questions to ask. And so there are some really key questions out there that you can ask that pull out a conversation, that start that connection. So listen, you want to actively listen. And it is in that making that effort. Ask them about children, and let your friends help you in what to ask. But Archangel Zadkiel is the angel of repentance. So remember, we've got karma, and if we haven't done good deeds, it's going to show up. And where we haven't done the work, it's popping up. Okay, we reap what we sow, which means you've got to put in that effort. That's a part of the effort of manifesting true love that I really want you to know, because it is not just expecting this to happen. You must put in an effort. You must put in action steps there. But it is in the type of action steps that you take which manifest that true love and that twin flame bond, that soulmate connection. So this is when you have to ask for repentance, forgiveness. This Archangel Zadkiel, is the righteousness of God, the angel of forgiveness, balance, relationship harmony through forgiveness. Okay. Thank you so much, Heavenly Angels. And so let's ask about our mission. This is a partnership full moon. This is a strong energy of networking, understanding who you're partnering with now. And I really feel this is a strong spiritual based connection. This is a partnership that is made in heaven. It is a bond that was supposed to be. I feel like the last couple of weeks from March 27th through up to now, April 11th, you have learned how to realign yourselves, what you can and cannot do, what they are going to do, what they aren't going to do, and there's a reality check there. It's also an understanding of how you connect within your workforce, your team, your co-workers. Who is not in your corner? Who is in your corner? And I really see you're seeing that separation, and this is coming up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's also an understanding of whether you need to leave. Is it time for you to seek employment elsewhere and to have that smooth transition? Thank you so much. Any networking events I feel you're going, accept those invitations. You see any free seminars that your spirit is speaking to, go. See your building. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. You see him looking on the horizon. You're now seeing where that separation is happening, and you're creating your life mission. And so you see where those cracks in your foundation are now separating you from your past and pulling you more into your future. Absolutely call on our angels. Remember that negative prophecy there that absolutely can manifest. So you don't want that to manifest. Honey, you've got a life mission to obtain. Thank you so much. And to live in. And it's hard to ignore Spirit's calling. You know, you can try to ignore that calling all you want, but that calling is never going to go away. It was imprinted in your soul when your soul was formed. And you have to trust that you're going in that right direction. May we have one more, please? Thank you so much. Oh, we have two more. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. So this is a let go energy. This is the fullness of this full moon. Relationships have to go away. And we're seeing that separation. Just know that, honey, Spirit doesn't want you to be around certain people anymore. And it's a very isolating feeling. I just spoke with a beautiful soul last night on a consultation, and one of the things that we talked about in her coaching consultation was having to pull away from those. Actually, I talked to two yesterday that need of pulling away from our old selves and who's associated with that old self, because they're just not there yet, and they may not be. This is your journey. This is your life mission. May we please have our prayer? Thank you so. Oh, okay. Well, absolutely. Thank you so much. And so here's our spiritual guidance on the direction in our life mission. Thank you so much. How to use our talent, what is at our disposal. Thank you so much. Confirmation to move in that direction. Thank you so much. Oh, and I just heard one more, so I'm going to take the top one here. Heard there's one more. All right. So we have release. We saw let go. It's time for us to remove ourselves from a certain situation in order to resolve it. And 13 is a karmic release that has to happen. But you know what? When 13 comes, it is time. You are ready. You have all the resources you need to come on out, be vulnerable, like that little foal is encouraging her mother or his mother to come out to the meadow, okay, to the meadow, and be vulnerable, because being vulnerable is getting us our blessings, is helping us see where we need to make those changes. It's helping us move past our ego. Our soul is saying, let me lead. I will hold your hand. Okay, to our human. Our human is afraid of vulnerability, but our soul is okay with vulnerability. Our human is meant to protect our soul. And if we're vulnerable, our human feels like it's not doing its job. So you have to let your soul hold your human's hand and go in that beautiful meadow of new beginnings. The towers are going down. In the back, there's two structures here. That is the tower. That is the release of the full moon. That energy says it's time to let go. You have to trust the process, that you are being led into a new beginning. You are building a new foundation for yourself, for your, for your business. And it's time. Archangel Azrael is the angel of death. That's right. The angel of transition, transformation. And Archangel Azrael says, I'm here to help you build this new foundation. So I'm going to show you what needs to change, what you need to let go of. Be vulnerable to that information, that energy, and we're seeking and we're receiving victory. 6 is that energy of balance. I encourage you to go to NecoleXO.com, and as I'm able to transfer the information to the site from my from when I channel our spiritual meaning to our numbers. I've got them on paper, but I have to transfer them to digital format. So they got to go on NecoleXO.com. Whenever I have time, I'll do that. 6 is the energy of balance. 6 is unconditional love. 6 is Venus, and Venus is retrograding right now. And so just know that if you're going through that internal battle, that inner struggle that's manifesting in a lot of ways in your relationship life, it's a very passionate energy, and you've got to go through these disconnects in order for, these people to be used for you to succeed. They're showing you that they cannot come with you. They're showing you where you need to go. And a lot of it's coming out in aggressive energy there, where you feel spiritually attacked, or you feel like your character is even being attacked in your workplace, in your connection with clients, even your vendors, school. But you know that you're very passionate about seeking more, and that volatility you feel in your workforce is telling you, or in your workplace is telling you, that you're moving up out of there very soon. I don't know if you heard the knock on my wall or not, but that was a yes, you are. So with the 2 of fire there, as you are being told, you're finding that balance, you're getting up out of that hostile environment. It could be hostile emotionally. This is a very emotional time, then you're partnering up with someone else. Remember, this is a partnership energy. Libra is the house of partnership, marriage. It takes 2, so you are finding that new partnership. You've come into your own. There's spiritual growth there, and there's new blessings. There's beautiful new beginnings there that will come up from being vulnerable to what your truth is. One of you is leading, one of you is going back and letting that onus of responsibility fall on their shoulders, and they're taking the lead. But you don't find that out until you have that, if you accept that truth and you make the effort to let them have control over what they need to have control over, and you control what you can control, and you accept the opportunities. Remember, letting your friends help you and support you along your way. This is having that Midas touch. And then we are moving towards the Taurus. This is such Taurus energy. I encourage you to look into the Taurus new moon energy reading that is out as well. That new moon in Taurus is happening on April 26th. So we'll be able to really have all this harvesting from the March 27th energy of the new moon in Aries, and now April 11th, the fullness of this Libra partnership, marriage, family. Full moon is giving us those areas we have to develop. We're having an understanding of where the disconnects are, how to ease that relationship disharmony. Remember who we're working with here, so that we know on the Taurus new moon, which is such this energy. Taurus is grounded in Mother Earth. Taurus is a very spiritual energy. Taurus is balanced. Taurus can be very stubborn, but Taurus is a very determined energy to seek financial wealth and prosperity. Taurus is a very charming, romantic, loving, very creative energy. So we know where we're getting started in our life mission. We know how we are, what we really are pulling to us as far as creative energy. I'm getting ready. So, dear loves, thank you so much for hanging in there. I know this is a long reading. As a reminder again, our individual readings will be out the second week of April. And I still will do our daily spiritual guidance for all signs, because spiritual guidance speaks to your soul, and you cannot separate your soul from sun, moon, rising, and ascendant signs there. And so that's why I encourage you all to look at, when I do the general readings that are monthly, to look at your sun, moon, rising, and ascendant signs, so that you have that full spiritual guidance there, and you have a clear understanding of how Spirit is speaking to you through me, and also on a very individual wavelength directly through your soul. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for allowing me into your spiritual awakening. Remember, your spiritual awakening, in my definition, is the moment you realize you are a soul within a body, and you understand that on so many different levels throughout your human life. Okay, you can have many spiritual awakenings, and spiritual guidance is to help you understand and maneuver, manage that energy that happens during a spiritual awakening. Take great care. Love you. And honey, I will see you soon. Share our channel. We want to reach over 100,000 beautiful spiritual superstar subscribers by the end of 2017. Take great care.